Running through the city with that little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite.
All right, you're doing awesome, friends. We're now ready to begin the dribble part of our dribble follow along workout. And so now that our core is nice and warmed up, let's go ahead and begin by taking our ball and working on our dribbling. So now some things to talk about before we begin actually striking and dribbling the ball. You don't want to slap the ball, right? And so let me show you the difference between a slap of the basketball and a nice controlled dribble. And so this is a nice controlled dribble, boys and girls. Now this is a slapping type of dribble. Did you see the difference? Okay, so make sure your ball has enough air, because if it has enough air, look, it almost bounces on its own, right? You do have to do very little work in this. So don't think that you have to slap the ball down to make it bounce back up. As long as your ball has enough air, it will do the bouncing for you. You just have to control it, okay? So that's the first thing. The other thing is, boys and girls, never let, I'm gonna scoot up a little so you can see my hand. We try to never let the ball hit the very middle of our hand right there. The middle of our palm right there. We always want to strike the ball with this part of our hand all the way up into our fingertips. So this top half of your hand should be the only thing really touching the ball. And of course, your thumb. So you want to have your hands wide so that way you can cover most of the ball as you touch it every time. And so one way to check to make sure you're touching the ball right is when you dribble, stop it, turn it over, and do what we call a finger check. If you can slide at least one finger in that little hole right there, that little dip right where your palm is, then that's good. Okay, if you slide two fingers, even better. But if you're holding it and there's no room to put your finger, you are striking the ball with the wrong part of your hand. Okay, all right, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and start our dribbling. And so some of you may be asking, Coach, well, why are we dribbling sitting down on the floor? I thought basketball players dribbled standing up on their feet, moving around. Yes, you are correct. But don't forget, today is just about learning control. It's day one of our dribble unit. And so when the ball is closer to the ground, you're able to control it better, okay? Because it doesn't have that far to bounce. And you get more touches because it doesn't have that far to travel. And so for this first dribble follow along activity, we're going to dribble on our right side, in the middle, and then switching hands with our left hand. And so we call this 3-directional dribbling. Side, middle, other side. Okay? Now, the trick to this one is we don't want to let the ball get too high. So you see where my shoulder is, right? You should never let the ball go past your shoulder, okay? You want to control it. And so it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, make sure you don't slap the ball. And I know you're looking at Coach going, Coach, you never looked at the ball. You're right, because Coach has been doing this for a long time. And I've coached a lot of players, my own kids, for example. And so I always tell them, never look at the ball, okay? Never look at the ground either. You should always have your eyes up. But I know for some of us, as we just begin this, it takes a while to get to that level. And so it's totally okay to look at it as you're controlling it, okay? But as you get better with this, and for some of you 4th and 5th graders who already have experience with this, challenge yourselves, okay? Don't look at the ball. There's no need to look at the ball. And so, like I always tell my players when I work with them, the ball isn't your friend. It's just a ball, okay? There's no need to look at it. You just control the ball. You need to have your eyes on what's going on around you in the game of basketball, okay? So that's our first dribble exercise. Go ahead and give it a try, and I'll see you back here for our second exercise. Ready? Go. Okay, we're moving right along, friends. We're moving up into our second dribble exercise, and now we are on our knees. And so just like before with the 3 directions, we're now going to do the same thing, but this time, because our control is getting better, our dribbling is getting better, we're going to make the dribble even higher. And so here we are. Same rules apply though. We want to give yourself a stopping distance, okay? So this time, instead of our shoulder, our waist is going to be our stopping distance. You want to keep the ball waist high or lower, okay? So we go 10 with our right hand, 10 in the middle. So now when you get to the middle, boys and girls, you can use your dominant hand. Whichever hand you use to write or eat with, go ahead and use that hand. But then when you get to the other side, we want you to switch to the hand that you're not the best with, okay? So in basketball, boys and girls, it's not really like baseball or tennis where you use your dominant hand. In basketball, you want to be able to dribble and sometimes shoot with your other hand or your non-dominant hand, okay? You want to be just as good with both hands. And so our second dribble exercise activity looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Remember, control. Don't slap at it, okay? Keep your hand close to the ball. The further away you have to reach back to slap, the less control you're going to have, okay? Keep your hand close to the ball, okay? Okay, here we go. To the middle 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now for my 4th and 5th graders, if you want to make this a challenge, you can go around to each side without stopping. But if you can go from here to here to here, fantastic. Do that, okay? So that's our second dribble activity, boys and girls. Go ahead and give it a try, and I'll see you back here for our next activity. Okay, we're moving right along. We're into our third dribble activity. Now we are finally on our feet. And as you look at coach, you see I'm standing tall, but I'm standing the wrong way. Did you know? And in the game of basketball, boys and girls, when you have the ball in your hands and you have the ability to dribble, you should never stand up tall. You should always be in a bent, athletic, wide position. Because in this position, boys and girls, you're always able to do 3 things. That is to shoot the basketball, shoot, or pass the basketball. As you can see, I'm still bent. Pass, pass. And then the third thing that you're allowed to do in this position is, can you guess? Right, dribble, dribble. It's what we're working on today. And so you always want to be in a bent position, okay? You never want to be standing up tall because we don't play basketball like this. We don't dribble like this. Sometimes I see boys and girls dribbling like this. If you dribble like this, you are looking down at the ground and you are not looking at what's going on around you, okay? And that's how accidents happen. Okay, so you want to get down, you want to bend your knees, bend your hips, and same thing as what we've done on the floor and on our knees, same thing. 10, 10, 10. Okay, now this time, coach is not going to pick the ball up and stop it and move it. I'm going to move the ball as I'm dribbling. But for my kinders, first graders, and second graders, it's totally okay to pick the ball up and move it, okay? So it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. Like I said before, challenge yourselves, right? Try not to look at the ball. If you don't have to look at the ball, great. But we're all learning, right? We're learning the game. It's totally okay to look at it. But as you get better, let's try not to look at the ball. Okay, that's our third dribble challenge or activity, boys and girls. Go ahead and give it a try. Okay, try not to knock anything over at home. Make sure you have plenty of space, or you're outside in the driveway somewhere. Go ahead and give it a try, and I'll see you back here for our next dribble challenge. Okay, boys and girls, you have made it to the end. This is our final dribble challenge or exercise, if you want to call it that. So here we're going to combine core, we're going to combine dribbling on our knees, and we're going to combine dribbling standing up in an athletic stance. Okay, our final dribble exercise we call dribble get downs and get ups. And so to get down on the ground and to get back up, you actually have to engage and use your core. And so this is a good exercise that's going to work your core, but at the same time get you better at controlling or dribbling the basketball. And so we're going to start on our knees, friends. And so you're going to begin your dribble, and just like before, 10 with this side, 10 in the middle, 10 on that side. As you're dribbling, you're going to be standing up and coming down, standing up and then coming down onto your knees. And so this one's going to be the hardest one yet, okay? If you mess up, no big deal. Just pick the ball up and continue where you left off, okay? So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to go for more than that, I'm totally okay with that too. The more repetitions and the more dribbles you get, the better dribbler you're going to be. Okay? So that was our final dribble activity challenge. Give it a try. So boys and girls, as we move on through the weeks, the dribbles are going to get a little more advanced, because I know some of you were like, Coach, what about the dribbling through the legs and behind the back? I want to learn that stuff. That will come in time. But today is just our first day of our dribbling unit, and I wanted to focus more on just controlling the basketball, boys and girls. But I promise you, we will get into other moves such as through the legs, behind the backs, and things like that, okay? By all means, and like I say, always, if you want to find ways to challenge yourselves, right? If today's workout or activity was a little too easy for you, by all means, go ahead and challenge yourselves. Improve upon it, right? Find different challenges. Challenge a brother or sister, you know? Always find ways to get better, to get faster, and to get stronger, okay? So until next time, friends, keep working, stay safe, and above all, keep moving. See you next time, boys and girls.